Good morning, sports fans and everybody else out there. Um, this is Mornings with Michael. Um, Happy Friday to everybody. We made it almost to the weekend, just a few more hours to go. Hope everybody has a great weekend. Just want to remind everybody that Mornings with Michael is for informational, educational, and entertainment purposes only. If you have a personal finance question, somebody on our team would be happy to assist you. My number is 415-828-7997, and you can text us and WhatsApp us as well. So some of the good news from yesterday, even though we had a sell-off with strong buying in the last hour. So let's kind of go to the charts and take a look at some of these things. I'm going to share my screen. Right now I got GLD up here. It's gapping down. Pretty interesting. Take a look at the dollar index, and gold is adversely correlated to the dollar. The strength of the dollar will be weakness in gold, and we have a gap up here on the dollar. So we'll just have to see if it fills that gap. 80% of gaps fill and then return to the trend. So we'll just have to see if that happens here. And let's take a look at 0GNX, our 10-year yield. Wow, look at that gap up. That's pretty amazing. So that's what would be putting pressure on the NASDAQ. And we'll just see where that goes. Let's look at the 20-year yield. Has a gap up, not as much as the 10-year yield. Let's go to the NASDAQ. NASDAQ is doing pretty amazing considering what the 10-year yield is doing. And we got a gap up yesterday. We're going to see if that gap fills. Got a little bit of a sell-off, but with a huge gain yesterday, that's not surprising at all. Some news today, Deckers, maker of some specialty shoes, has got a 25% gain. Skechers beat. Let's see. Take a look at Deckers. We got 24% earnings gain. I guess it wasn't good enough for the market as we're selling off here. See if we can pull up Skechers. Skechers equally, we have an 18% decline, but I believe it still beat what they were expecting, but it wasn't good enough, and it sells off pretty strong. We got a gap fill here, or a gap down, and on huge volume. A lot of professional selling there. Gilead Sciences had pretty good earnings. Yeah, they gapped up here, 142% EPS gain. Another loser today is on the earnings front anyway, missed their earnings estimates, but that got a lot. Sold off a lot on the news, and it's gotten a huge buying, huge support here from professional money management. It's right now it's only 10 a.m. and it's already above the average daily volume. Take a look at ODFL. These were the two leaders in transportation. It had gapped up and it's holding that gap, so that's pretty good. Earnings was up 21%. The Hub Group. It's doing quite well, even though they got a negative 2% earnings. And let's take a look at one more in the transportation. XPO, their earnings is in 5 days. They're expecting another decline after last year's decline in earnings of 7%. So we'll just have to watch that. Take a look at the ETF. Wasn't sure if we were recording or not, so let me go back to our screen. There's our transportation, huge volume ETF. Let's take a look at mining. Still pretty strong. Hit a new high, and we got some selling in here. Energy is popping up slightly, trying to recover from the last week or so. So liquid oil continues to retreat down to it's like $65. UN natural gas is at its lowest price in its history. It hit 8.16 earlier this morning. We'll take a look at it on a monthly. This was a previous low in 2020, and now has hit a newer low. So how much lower can it go? So yeah, the dollar continues to trend higher. We got a gap up there. We got gold adversely correlated to the dollar, continues to sink. Got a gap down in the gold shares ETF. Let's take a look at silver. Silver's doing about the same. You can see here, there was a look at a lot of buying yesterday, and the NASDAQ remained near the top of its range, so that's positive news. We'll just see how much more, if it can hold this level, that would be good. Take a look at the S&P 500, selling off here a little bit. Once again, we did hit this 410 number. We'll see if that can hold. If it does start to pull back and level off and can't remain here, it does suggest that take a look at another time period. Right here, it kind of went sideways, and what happened? Popped up, and then it sold off. So that's the threat of the index not being able to push higher. If it consolidates and goes sideways, you just have to watch it because there's a good potential it could return to this pattern. Usually these stocks or ETFs, they have personalities. And what they've done before, this kind of angle will be repeated again. So let's just kind of keep our eyes on it. The Dow, which was the leader before, it is now kind of become the laggard. It's going sideways now. You had a high selling yesterday, a lot of selling again today. So we'll just the industrials, it seems like people are moving out of the industrials and moving into tech. IWM, there was a huge volume in put spot on the IWM for later in February. We'll just see if they're correct in their thinking. 200 level is kind of a barrier here. See if it can get up back to this 202 area. If not, it may indeed pull back. Another area that did pretty well today, continues higher. Their earnings came in 30% increase. Beat views. And let's take a look at the software. Software is pulling back a little bit, not too bad. AI is currently the leader in software. Here's one of issues in the United Kingdom that I really like. 23% growth in 2023, 22% in 2024. Just take a look. Of course, like most of tech, it's been on a downward trend. But prior to that, it went from right about 60 to 170. We'll see if they can regain their footing, break out. Earnings have been pretty strong. There's a relative strength to the S&P 500 of 89. Or no, I'm sorry, the EPS is 89. Relative strength of the group is 35. And this is 63. We'll see if we can get above this area here. Just continue to watch it. You want to be looking for either ETFs or stocks that are the relative strength line is rising above. The relative strength rating could be a 12-month rating, and you can go over into MarketSmith and change this. So 1 week ago was 35, 4 weeks ago was 17, 3 months ago it was 14, 6 months ago 34, and 1 year ago 81. So it looks to me like it's still living on the past. So we'll continue to watch it and see where she goes. There's some selling in Amazon today. It's trying to fight back. They had a negative 90% earnings growth. It's right in the middle of its range. Take a look at Google was also having a little problem. It's having a little technical difficulty here. We'll see if this wants to I guess that may be it for the screen sharing since it doesn't want to cooperate. Well, that's kind of a look at what we got going today. Sorry about the technical difficulties with the screen here. We'll just take a look at what is leading here. It looks like Griffin Corporation, Hub Group. Some of the oil, even though oil remains down, oil is kind of bouncing back today. Matador Resources is doing well. This is a new IPO. It's kind of trending in a good area in the finance area. Here we can take a look at Google. Looks like it's trying to fight back. It actually looks like it tried to fill the gap here. Their earnings are down 19%. And then let's look at Apple. Apple is negative 10% earnings, but yeah, their stock is doing quite well today. It gapped up yesterday on the Facebook Meta news, and it's continuing moving in a positive direction. Healthcare was retreating. So it looks like it's trying to fight the good fight and continue its sideways action. Biotech is hanging in there. Just wanted to point out this line here. In the history of the best performing stocks, Investors Business Daily has done a research report, and most winning stocks that were leaders don't remain leaders more than 18 months. And that's what this dark line here is for, just to keep you aware of the ticker on your time clock. It looks to me like the biotech is doing pretty well here. Take a look at one other ETF in the biotech area that looks like it's doing well as well. We'll just kind of continue to watch this group. And that's kind of our report for today. Sorry for the technical mishap. Hope everybody has a great weekend. It was another beautiful day in the Bay Area. Beautiful night. We do expect some rain coming in. Hope wherever you are, you have a great weekend. And remember, it's your goals and activities which will make a difference to you. It'll make you beat your own estimates if you continue to work on your goals and activities and keep trying to come up with new activities all the time. And we'll be here to support you, and we hope you have a great day.